Guys, here we're going to go over one of our final assignments, the Global Marketing Plan for Perfect Seed. So let's go see what that's all about. We're going to first go to our course workbook, okay, and that's right here. And we're going to be looking at page 18 and 19. So page 18 talks about the importance of having a global marketing plan, right? So it gives us a place to kind of put everything that we've done so far. So thinking about the buyer's journey, thinking about the different social media that we're choosing to use, thinking about what we've learned about the industry and the products and the competition and the brands and different cultural ideas and how even current events and times can change and shape consumer behavior, and how we're always looking to capture hearts and minds. So the marketing plan is the document that records all of the activities. It's kind of like our archive, okay, of what it is that we've done. And it ties in a little bit more with the media plan that we've been using, the worksheets that we use to evaluate each social media that we're doing. This gives us kind of the broader overview of the purpose, goals, and objectives of our marketing. A lot of times marketing plans are looked at annually, quarterly, so it's not an everyday item, but it's something that's giving us a point of reference in an organization and gives us a place to go and reaffirm where we're coming from, what we did, what that current strategy was. Okay, so again, so plans last for a while. Okay, usually at least 6 months to 1 year. Organizations will have different marketing plans, and it really, again, it depends on the industry. So when we're looking at food, seasonality, you might have a different plan for the summer as you would for the winter. Clothing, it might even be more broken down if you're looking at summer, fall, winter, holiday. So there are little subsectors within marketing plans where things could be changing, and then you can have different plans for each of those changes. In this one, we're looking at sort of an overall general plan. So again, some of the benefits is it helps us to kind of give us that groundwork for our marketing strategy, gives us a starting space. It helps us if we're reaching out to get a team and we want to bring people on board, we can give them that plan and boom, they're right there. They understand where we're coming from and what we're doing. It helps increase the chances of funding. So if we're going and soliciting investors and they want to know, well, what's your marketing plan? This is going to be something important to be able to show them. It also helps save time and effort, right? We're not kind of like chasing our tails, jumping after any marketing opportunity that comes our way. We have this plan. It helps us with budgeting. We can get new insights. It also becomes measurable. And on the individual ad level, too, of course, our analytics are measurable. But with this, the impacts can be measured when you're looking at quarterly sales, annual revenue, things like that. And then you can also look at the marketing plan and see how effective was that. So this is more of a larger picture document, and it's giving us more of a broader overview of who we are, where we're going, and why. Okay, so there's our goals and objectives. It's an important part of any business plan. Okay, and it's pretty standard. If you go and meet with someone, they could very easily say, show me your marketing plan. Okay, and that also goes with Katie and Sam, as you guys are doing LEAP or reaching out to other folks to get involved with your own ventures, having a marketing plan is going to be important. So marketing plans have the following components: the executive summary you write at the end. Usually it's kind of like a half page sort of introducing what it is that your entire plan is doing, what's the purpose, goals, objectives, strategy, and it's written sort of like a cover letter. A lot of times that's the main thing that's read in a plan, and then the other pieces are just kind of leafed through. What you guys are going to be doing for this assignment, let's go back to our assignment. You're going to be together creating a marketing plan for Perfect Seed. So let's go and see what that means. In here, I gave you a link. This is a linked item, and when you open that link, it actually takes you to a shared doc. So this is the one that the two of you will be working on. What I suggest is that you split it up. Okay, it has G. So it's a A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So it has 7 sections. The executive summary you would write later. So I would say each of you take 3 sections to work on. You can all put your information on the same doc, but each of you are working on 3 different sections. And that way you'll be able to get this done more easily. This will be due next week. So let's go over what the different sections are. And I also want to show you when we go back to the workbook, this ties in with your final project. So not to get off track, but just so you know, the final project is due by May 15th. And it's going to be either you making your own global marketing plan for your own business. So that would be for Smuggle Buddies or for Shark Food, or you can continue to do Perfect Seed, but I don't think you guys want to do that. So you get to make your own global marketing plan. That's option 1, or option 2 is to implement it. And you can do a little bit of both. You can make the plan and start to implement it. It's kind of up to you how much time and where you want to be going with all of it. Okay, and then you get to this one. If you're going to be making the plan, it becomes a 7-page written report. And this one, if you're going to be showing it, it becomes a PowerPoint. But I'm going to have a separate video and everything explaining in more detail the final project. But I just wanted to bring it to your attention because you're already doing a global marketing plan right now with Perfect Seed, and you'll be repeating that for yourself for the final project. Okay, and what that does is it helps us to better remember and get familiar with these different steps. They become more automatic the more often we do it, and it helps us to solidify our learning. Okay, so this first global marketing plan we're doing together. The second one you get to do on your own. All right, so with this one, let's look at the components. So I'm suggesting that each of you grab 3 sections of this to work on, but let's understand what they all are first. So the executive summary, like I said, is written at the end. The company information and background, that's a situational analysis. So you do a SWOT of the company, kind of looking at what's the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So we've done that many times with the quinoa, kind of looking at, it's a unique product. It has a lot of protein. That could be a strength. There's an opportunity to introduce these new varieties to foodies and people that never knew that varieties existed. The weakness, of course, is looking at the competition, and it's a crowded market, and it's more expensive than rice. And, so there's a lot of pieces there. And threats, of course, are other foods that are, also similar in properties, maybe superfoods. But you guys can put together a SWOT that's a little more detailed than that, a little more thoughtful. But just to kind of give you the idea, that's kind of what we're looking at. So just a general, here's the company and here's the SWOT. What's going on? So you're writing this for someone who doesn't know your company. All right. So keep that in mind too. Your audience is someone who you're introducing yourself to. Then you put in your mission and vision. So each of these sections should be about, maybe half a page, a third of a page long. The SWOT would probably be like a half a page because you need room for that diagram. But this isn't going to be like, a 12-page document. Well, it could be, but it'll probably end up being about 7 pages. So here we're going to be stating our mission and vision. Okay. And that's a very important part of the document, right? So what is the mission of Perfect Seed and what is the vision, right? We're working with the eco-ethical and the royal quinoa and fair trade organic. So how would you put that together in a more palatable way? And here you also justify how your good and services with the mission of the company, right? And you're setting the goals of the marketing plan. Right, so this is where we're establishing sort of our eco-ethical. Then the core competencies. So what do you do that's so awesome, right? What are the things that you guys bring that nobody else does? Okay, so the knowledge, the technical capabilities, your access to the marketplace. So with Perfect Seed, we're a cooperative that's working directly with the growers, right? That's our core competencies, is the farmers are on our side. We are working with the indigenous wisdom of culinary creations that have been around for 4,000 years that nobody else knows about, right? We have this really exclusive in with the seed varieties. That's our competency. And we like to cook, right? And eat and tell stories. Our situational analysis, right? That's kind of looking at what's up. Okay, and this is probably the thing that's hardest for people to kind of get their heads around, because we're looking at the market. We're looking at the product category. So in this case, our product category is grains. It's kind of like rice. It's food. Okay. So we're looking at the need that our product is solving, right? So it's an ingredient. Okay. And so we want to have a little bit of an understanding of the markets for ingredients. So what I can do here is, and situational analysis loves numbers. Okay. So use numbers. So where am I going to get my numbers from? Now I'm going to go do a Google search and I'm going to look for trends. Trends is a great word. Trends in eco-ethical food. Let's see what happens there. Okay. 2019 eco-ethical food trends. You also want to be careful that you know who you're getting this information from. Okay. AFR, I'm not sure who they are. And you also want to look at the dates, right? So let's go take a look. Okay, financial review. I think they're okay. And if you don't know what an organization is, you know, you can definitely go down and look them up. Sometimes when they're posting information, they might be referencing other sources of where they get that information from. So let's go take a look at this. So we have eco-friendly food trends, and I'm looking for data, right? So we got bugs, hemp, pasta, orphaned plants, waste not, want not, cheers. Okay, this doesn't even have what I'm looking for. So we have to keep being sleuths, right? So trends in eco-ethical food. How about trends in superfoods? Because remember, quinoa was a superfood. So trends in top 5 superfoods. Okay, that's foodbev.com. That's an industry organization. Here's something from Harvard, but that's kind of looking at what that means. Something from Cosmopolitan. Actually, that might be kind of cool. Let's see what they have and who they're referencing this information from. Let's see. Anything fermented? Fermented foods, avocado, seeds. Let's see. We have acai, sesame, adaptogens. Okay, so this is where it takes a little bit of work, right? You're really kind of poking around and trying to figure out, how am I going to get the information that I need? Beets. Okay, and I'm not really finding it come up in a very obvious way. What the heck is an MCT? Okay, but the reason why I'm going through this is because it's helping me keep up to date with what people are talking about. And later I might be able to link myself in with this. Like, for example, I'm seeing microgreens. Oh, microgreens are trending. Well, guess what? Quinoa is easy to be sprouted. I can, on another time, think of marketing quinoa as a microgreen. Okay, so it's just keeping my brain fresh with what people are looking at, what's trending, what's popular, because when you're working in your industry, you need to know what's going on in your industry. So that's good information, but I still have to find the data that I'm looking for. So now I'm just going to get really specific. Trends in quinoa sales. Okay. Quinoa market growth and forecast. All right, perfect. So I'm going to go there. This is Mordor Intelligence, okay? And they're a market data firm, and they're going to be selling their data. So they'll give you a little piece, but then they'll sell you the rest for lots of money. Okay, but let's go see what's going on. They're forecasting for the next 5 years. Okay, and they're showing us, let's see, South America. They're showing us, this is probably the data that I'm going to be needing. The value of quinoa was $61,000, 61,000. So it's $61.3 million in 2018, and they expect it to reach $117 million by 2024. A CAGR, that's talking about how much growth we would have in the market segment during that period of time. So a 12.6% growth. So that's good. So this is the information I would want to be putting into my report. Okay, that there's a potential of, $11 million market by 2024, and that it has a projected 12.6% growth for the next 5 years. What else? See, look, it's already identified that the commodity has more than 3,000 values, but only a few have been commercialized. So that's interesting, right? So it seems like the word's starting to get out, and that's what we're cashing in on. We're going to be getting more than just those few, okay? And here we have this idea that the seeds have diverse characteristics, right? And the things that are most important is the color, the saponin level, which is how bitter it is, and the growth climate. And that's what's identifying it being royal quinoa and not royal quinoa. Okay. Here we see some nutritional characteristics, the market share. So we have France has others have the biggest market share. Here's, I don't even have USA in there. South America is the leading producer. Here we have Bolivia, showing that they have a little bit, of a big market share. Peru, of course, has more. I'm surprised they're giving us so much information. I wonder if I click on any of these, if they'll actually give it to me. But I've pretty much gotten everything that I need. Yeah, I don't think they're going to give me more information than this. Okay, but this is good. This is more than enough. And basically what I'm looking at right here is that CAGR 12%, and I'm looking at this $117 million value. Okay, so does that make sense? So this mortarintelligence.com, I would definitely recommend that as you go forward and you're looking for marketing data for your own projects in the future. That's a great place to take a peek at. And what I'll do is I'll just stick that in here when we're looking at our situational analysis. So you guys kind of have that as a reference. That was a lot of work. All right, so environmental analysis. Next thing that we have is while preparing for a marketing plan, you want to study the external, global, and internal business environment. All right, so I just kind of showed you feeds into that as well, because that's where we're looking at the 12% growth. That's where we're looking at kind of the trend of the quinoa, the idea that there's these varieties. What else? The external, global, and internal business environment. In this case, I would also mention something about COVID-19, because that is definitely, changing our environment. This is also where you can be talking about the Kickstarter a little bit, right? Maybe talking more about the foodie market and just kind of introducing that language. Okay, and I'm going to put this in blue because it's something I just added. All right, and I'll save it for you guys. The target market and segmentation. Okay, this is when you start talking about your avatars. Okay, so your avatars come in here. You would each have your own avatars, so you would each introduce them as your target market. The style guide, I have this as an FYI. Valerie and I are in the process kind of putting this together, so we have those standardized fonts, colors, logo, and tagline. And you're welcome to go and start putting your 2 cents here as well. And Valerie and I will go and finish it off. All right. So does that make sense? So the biggest thing is the situational analysis. That's going to be, I think, the biggest hurdle. Most of this other stuff we've already done. But getting familiar with getting market data, trends, and industry, right? Identifying what your industry is. Okay. Cool. So after you've done all that, you get to write up the executive summary, which kind of, if you were having a conversation with someone and introducing them to Perfect Seed and your marketing plan, it's kind of what you would say in the executive summary. Okay. Like I said, our plan will probably be about 5 to 7 pages long total. But think more about the content than the length. Okay. And what we'll do is what you guys will be handing in next week, we'll be looking at as a draft, and then we'll do any fine tuning on it, and that'll actually get sent to the Perfect Seed Board of Directors and archived as part of our materials. So very exciting that you're doing that. Yes, so that's it. So if you have any questions, let me know, but that's what we're looking at for this assignment. I'm going to go scooch back here to the assignment. So that's it. Together you're creating the global marketing plan. Enjoy.